Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Hako. I have a cat in my lap, but I don't think you can see him a little bit. Alright, so what did I want to talk about in this video? I wanted to talk about Astra. Now, she still has quite a long while left on her banner, and a question that keeps popping up in live streams and such is, I got one Astra Hako, should I go for more, should I go for Engine, etc. So you know what, let's talk about it. So, in my opinion, should you go for any Mindscapes or Engine? No. To the dev's credits, and to Astra's great strength, he is perfectly fine at M0. I got her at M0, I don't have an Engine, and that is where I'm staying. And after having a look and crunching numbers on her Mindscapes, I don't really think that the Mindscapes are worth it either. So the first one is quite decent, especially if you're running an anomaly team. It allows you to shred the all attribute resistance of enemies by 6%, stacking 3 times, so 18%. Also, it makes her start out any combat with 1000 decibels, and it also, when she uses her ultimate, every squad members will gain 1 stack of Song of Protection for 60 seconds when attacked by an enemy consumes Song of Protection, granting invulnerability for 1 second. So this is basically a part of Yanagi's M1, but you can give it to the entire team. And when giving straight numbers when it comes to how much does her Mindscapes do, it's very much dependent on what team you're running. But as a support, I would say that her M1 makes her around a 15% better support. Slightly more in some teams, slightly less in some other teams. Art of Greed, the attack buff from core passive Graceful Adante, is increased with an additional 400 as a max cap, which allows her to give 1,600 to her team, which is 100 more than Caesar can do at M1. And while in the idyllic cadenza state, when other squad members switch in for a quick assist, chain attack, defensive assist, or evasive assist, Astra Yao will additionally follow up with 1 tremolo and 3 tone clusters to attack. This effect can trigger once every 3 seconds. Now, since Astra stacks a lot of attack, she does hit Sima quite hard with her follow-up attacks. And 400 more attacks, it is a nice little extra. So just in terms of percentage, for my crunching, this gives her about an 80% boost. 3 and 5 is your usual, they will boost her skills a little bit. 4 is one of the most interesting ones, and I kinda like 4. After activating a chain attack or ultimate within 15 seconds, Astra Yao can trigger a quick assist even if she does not have cord. So even if you're out of energy. When attack hits an enemy, the interval for triggering a quick assist is reduced to 1 second. And while in the idyllic cadenza state, when other squad members enter the field via quick assist, they will receive different buffs based on their speciality. Now this is fun. This is what I look for in Mindscapes, I look for fun. And this effect can be triggered once every 3 seconds for the entire squad. So, depending on what character you have switching in, they will get a different buff depending on their class or speciality. And once again, the game kind of forgets that we have defense agents. But attack. The next quick assist, heavy attack on an enemy will deal extra damage equal to 300% of Astra Yao's attack. Anomaly. The next quick assist will have 50% increased anomaly build-up. This is decent. And for stun, the next quick assist will inflict 50% increased days. Now, I like that this one is very unique. We haven't seen anything, act differently if they, concern an attack agent, anomaly agent, stunner agent. What I'm a little bit sad with is alright, where's defense? What if I, say that I for some reason, have a Caesar together with this team, I run my main character Caesar, she can't benefit by this at all. But that's a very niche little nitpick, let's move on. And her M6, while in idyllic cadenza state, the damage multiplier for tremolo and tone clusters released or follow-up will increase to 200% of the original, and crit rate is increased by 80%. So this basically makes her follow-ups always crit, and when triggering a precise assist, Astra Yao will automatically follow up with a charged 3rd hit of basic attack Capriccio. With an 80% increased crit rate, this effect can trigger once every 10 seconds. So kinda as usual with the event supports or stunners, the M6 basically just skyrockets her own damage. Now this doesn't necessarily make her a better stunner, but it does, very much increase her own damage potential. And overall increase of this one is around 30%, and from the numbers I crunched on 4, kinda general, we're looking at an increase of 7 to 10%. Very much depending on the team setups when it comes to Astra. As for her engine, her signature engine is her very best one, but there are a lot of free-to-play friendly options, so I would actually advise you to skip this engine unless you have, a bunch of polys you just want to spend on anything, then go for it because it is gonna be her best one. But in my opinion, it's not like really good enough that I would recommend going for it. Instead, she has a lot of very super easy accessible ones. I myself I run Weeping Cradle on her because it has a high base attack. Primarily, I have a 2-star and it does provide an insane amount of energy regen if the character is off field. But some really good options is Kaboom the Cannon, especially if you have it 5-star. The Vault also works and Bashful Demon also works. Like, these are 4 very, you know, competitive options. And it's kind of rare that we do see that. Like, a lot of times a character comes like Miyabi or Harmasa or Caesar, and all of the available engines for them are kind of doggy poo-poo. So that makes you kind of have to go for their engine if you really want to utilize the character to the max. So for once, when we're getting a character that, you know, works perfectly fine with engines we already have in the game, I'm abstaining from pulling for an engine. And I would advise anyone to do the same. So yeah, TLDR at the end, M0. She doesn't need to go beyond it at all, in my opinion. You know, her Mindscapes aren't useless, absolutely not, especially if you're running in an anomaly team. M1 can be great. M4 is fun unless, you know, you run defense agents, then it's boring. But overall, Astra is a perfect unit at very low investment. And big cred to the dev team, because that is not always the case. Especially not in some other titles, and I hope that this is gonna be, you know, kind of a recurring theme going forward. So yeah, let me and your fellow community members know down in the comments how many Astras did you go for? Did you go for the Mindscapes? Did you go for engine? Or are you just like me, super happy at M0? Or did you skip Astra completely? Let me know. And everybody, thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, Hako out.